All right, thank you for staying with us. Now, relationship expert Blessing Okoro, also known as Blessing CEO, has come out to say that side chicks are necessary for marriages. And now here's what she gave as the excuse. She said that a lot of marriages would have been broken by now, if not because of side chicks, because women, after going for school runs, doing one thing or the other, they fall pregnant, they don't have that strength to satisfy their husbands, and that side chicks are younger, they are not burdened with all of these things, and so can actively play that role. So what are your thoughts? Join the conversation and call us on 081-270-53687 or 091-390-76948. Or you can tweet to us at TVC Connect using the hashtag #YourView on TVC. Would like to hear your perspective on what Blessing CEO has said. And it's over to you, ladies. Because I don't want to start this conversation. Because if I begin,
You know, Veronica, in fact, what is baffling me, what is even surprising is the fact that this lady is a relationship expert.
What certificate did she get to be termed a relation? Because when we see somebody talk about certain things over and over again, we begin to call the person an expert. How?
Self-acclaimed.
I beg self-acclaimed. So finish your line of thoughts.
That's the first question on my mind. So please, Mrs. Fash.
All right.
So I'd like to look away from Blessing CEO and just pick what she said.
Of course. Go ahead.
If I have to look at her, I'll be asking myself, what justification does she have to advise those of us that we should allow this?
I don't understand.
No. So I choose to ignore that because I've seen a number of, is this kids now, or a number of men also say the same thing. So Blessing is not the first person that I would
She's just re-echoing.
She's just re-echoing
what
some
a number of
other
men have said.
So before I don't want to take my time on Blessing. Let the online in-laws let online in-laws face Blessing. But let's talk about the message. And then, I'm married. Been married for about 14 years.
Whoa.
I know that. I'm talking too, thank you. So I know that no married woman wants to hear or imagine that there is some side chick anywhere. That's one very sensitive topic for 90% of married women. But talking about the advice that side chicks, well, I wouldn't say there's no sense in that statement. I'm not promoting.
How do you mean, please?
I'm going
break it down because I want. Yes,
I'll explain. So I know that when I first got married, there was a lot of excitement. This is my husband, this is my wife. We're always into each other. We did everything together. And then the children started coming. And in my head, there was, let me face my baby. You know, my baby needs me. This baby needs me. This baby is tied to me. When I'm outside, I'll say, if anything happens to me now, what will happen to my son? And my husband didn't like it. Okay, so it grew worse. It's time for school. I know women, there's a way we carry everything on our head. So it's not a lie that at some point the men suffer neglect. So instead of criticizing the spokeswoman, I think we should all pick sense and see how to go back and see what to do in our homes that our men do not feel.
But there is a danger.
Veronica, I'm not done.
You're not done. Go ahead.
I wanted to pick something very important. Now, over the years, I found out that even if I am 100% available to my husband, that does not mean if I hear that there's a side chick, I'll say, hey, Tufiakwa, no. So I know that it's not about my effort. It's not about losing all the weight. All of those things, they left long time ago because I realized that in being a wife, it would be wrong of me to lose myself just wanting to be somebody else's wife. I was somebody when he married me. So now that I'm his wife, I must never lose my identity. He will always enjoy having me by his side if I am still me. So I don't go out every day hoping that there's a side chick helping my marriage. I put my marriage in God's hand and I continue to be me. Let the side chick who thinks she wants to save somebody else's marriage remain a side chick. You know, this is such a controversial topic that is now, I would say, is dependent on how you choose to look at it. But is it true that some men feel neglected? sometime in the marriage, yes. But is it true that the side chicks are necessary for keeping them? Maybe no. That's just...
You said maybe no.
So
Maybe no.
let me bring the balance that I wanted to...
Okay.
I was talking about, talking about the danger. Because you are creating a mindset.
Okay.
And this is how we lose values in our society. That, okay, this thing is this manner, this way, and so because it is this, it is that, it is what what it is to make certain things work. There are various ways of making your marriage work. If you feel that, if a man feels that he is being neglected, then there is something called having a conversation with your wife. What is even the relationship between the husband and the wife before the children came? And yes, you are beginning to see that, okay, there is a gap. And your eyes are outside. Did you have a conversation with your wife, or did you guys try to have a conversation and she is not listening, and you decided, okay, I can find solace in the arms of another woman? Remember, fuel subsidy has been removed. So your expenses,
there's prayer everywhere.
your expenses is double. You are the one that will still suffer for it, because at the end of the day, when anything happens to you, this side chick may not be there. Oftentimes, they are not there. And you fall back to the woman you felt was neglecting you. So why didn't you have that conversation in the first place? So what am I saying, basically? The danger. Let us not inculcate in people certain narratives that we know is not true, and that you, that is the mouthpiece, will not accept.
We should not encourage bad behavior.
We should not encourage what we know is not right. We usually talk about women supporting women. But what are we having? What's the conversation
But the
now?
side chicks are women too now.
Are we supporting the woman in the home?
Number one, the side chicks are women. Number two,
are they supporting the woman
Veronica,
in the home?
your view is very, very feminine. I'm not saying from a feminist point of view, but
I'm not a feminist.
No, that's not where I'm going.
Right.
What I mean is, if we have a
From a
number
woman's
of men,
point of view.
from a woman's point of view,
Yeah.
if you have a number of men here, so I've got very close friends who I know had side chicks one time or the other. In fact, one of them had the nerve to ask me to get a job for a side chick. And when the girl came to me, she said, so let me just get a name now. She said something like, Deepo, we are getting married. In my mind, I'm like, and people were saying, you know, you can't tell my wife, but I need you to know that my marriage is over. So listening to him, if those guys that have side chicks, if they sit you down, and
that's why I asked the
it.
question.
Real wife.
Did you have a conversation with your wife? What's the relationship between? Because sometimes what couples do, which is wrong, is they see themselves as competitors.
How?
How?
You mean either spouse, husband, wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are all working towards a goal.
Yeah.
That is why we have a conversation. Oh, I'm feeling neglected here. We are in a marriage, and I'm feeling neglected. I'm feeling that you are not contributing to me, because we pour into each other. I'm feeling that you are not contributing to me. That's why I asked the question. What is the relationship between you and your spouse? What is it like? Did you have a conversation and the woman is being stubborn and insisting that, you know, I have to do this, I have to do that? Okay, if she feels she's burdened, how are you helping her lessen the burden?
That's a very vital question. You know,
how are you helping her lessen the burden that is making her not have time for you, the man, that is claiming she's not giving you that attention?
From my own... Okay, go ahead.
This is very valid. You know, when people come to my house, I tell them any work, any house chore that cannot be done is left undone. Because I focus on priorities. Yes, there may be dishes I don't have a help. I have 2 boys. I take it one day at a time. So I won't have spent all my energy tidying up the house, you know, and doing other things such that when my husband now comes, I'll now be so tired. I reserve that energy
for the other room.
Please, that's not what I'm saying. Listen to my voice.
Whatever the room.
She reserves the energy for the other room.
What I'm trying to say, please, is the fact that women are most times
so women, we should talk to ourselves.
Yes, encumbered with the fact that I have this to take care of, and forgetting the priorities and things that really matter.
So thank you so much for that.
My own opinion, from my view.
We are waiting for your view.
I do not agree with that narrative that side chicks actually make the marriages better. Right? I don't know, because if they actually make it better, then the men who went into polygamy will not do second wife, third wife, fourth wife. You should have actually found your happiness with the second one that is making the marriage better. However, we cannot discard the fact that there are real issues in marriages that actually drive men out into the hands of a side chick. And then the side chick is not the one that is supposed to, most side chicks, it's not their business if the marriage is working or not.
Of course.
It's not their
They don't
responsibility.
even want commitment from you.
Exactly. It's not their responsibility.
You'll be shocked. After a while, they
some,
want commitment.
Yeah, there are some, maybe they now take their contracts beyond what it is, and then maybe they fall in love. Yeah. That because most second wives, there must have been some kind of interaction with the man and before they will now decide to make it official. Exactly. But there are real issues that should be discussed. I think women should understand the need to spice up their marriages. Exactly. I understand that, okay, women have to be disciplined. Okay, so if as a woman I'm disciplined, I can stay with one man, I can, enjoy the company of one man, then my husband too should be able to do it. However, there are strategies that you can,
Can be creative.
that you can inculcate in your marriage. It's not every time that you be doing bed. Sometimes book a hotel. I say, baby, meet me at 201. Meet me at 201. Do you understand? Or you take your husband on a holiday, spice it up. Don't always, I know that there are a lot of responsibilities that the women, like
Think about where to put the children.
Yeah, taking care of the children. That's why the husband
Make
actually
investments
needs
into your relationship.
Exactly. That's why the husband needs to also help the wife, because she has to be mentally fit to even get creative.
You see, you're all coming to my side. What people don't know is you're all coming to my side. But this is
I'll be on your side, though, Veronica.
You are not talking about you are just eradicating it.
No, I'm not. You're not understanding.
She's actually not. She's actually
I'm
not.
saying that this same thing, you should have a conversation. If you want to take your husband out, won't you call him to say, see,
So
let's
we
meet.
should look for ways to ensure that the communication line.
The communication line is open. And you communicate in various ways. In various ways. You can send a note. You can just know how to spice your relationship. We are saying the same thing in different ways.
Veronica, I have a response to Blessing when you're done.
Okay.
Yeah,
but what I'm saying is, how do you even see your spouse? Because some persons just get married for the sake of, they said we should get married and I am getting married, and do not have a relationship, friendship with their spouses. And so it's difficult for them to have such kinds of conversation with their spouses. So they look for other persons whom they feel they are comfortable with to have conversations and begin to find solace in such persons. Before they know, emotions have jumped in and things begin to happen. That's why I'm saying, it begins with how you see your spouse.
And make the move.
Have a conversation. If you are feeling neglected, talk to your spouse. Ensure that they are in that space where you can have a conversation with them and they listen to you.
And pray.
That's what I'm saying. There are persons who do not believe in prayer. We have a mixed audience. There are persons who do not believe in prayer. So that you pray. Some other persons do not believe, prayer will solve my problems. They feel that, okay, once I do this, I spice things up here and there, like she pointed, I will be fine. But yes, we know that there are spiritual dimensions to certain things. But as much as we don't want to, talk about that,
but we should also
you must make the effort to
men's discipline.
I believe that once you speak with your spouse, as long as the person is not a wicked person,
and the person has telling the truth,
and the person is someone that is reasonable,
and hope is telling you the truth,
and the person is ready to be transparent with you,
so that's the line.
You can, listen, because if we say we want to flip this matter now, and we say the woman
to come into the house,
she's getting
okay,
support on the side.
That's war.
That's war.
That's a case of let
People
us
don't
not
want
go
to
there.
hear it.
Let us not go there.
People don't want to hear
You
it.
see, why would you want to hear it?
It's because of how the society has positioned the man as, you know, of course, you are the head of the house. So there's that right that, okay, you can get away with, there's that, you know, patriarchal system. So the man can get away with things. So it's unheard of when a woman cheats on her husband. It's as though she has committed.
You are a goner.
It's as if she has committed a taboo.
Nobody will forgive you. Your family?
Exactly, your family, your friends.
Your friends.
How could you do that? This, that. So I don't want our audience to, because sometimes I see some comments in the comment section that, oh, why are women always trying to drag the rights of men? What men can do, women cannot do it.
Women can do better.
No, they cannot do it at a certain level. But what we are saying is that the man should please have, the man should please have sense. Because there are some men that are very reckless. Like they go after anything in skirts. I said, fine girl. They start chasing, and once they conquer that one, they move to another one. They move to another one. That one is pure indiscipline, and it should be curbed. If you need to go for a deliverance session, please do. But the ones that actually have sense, and maybe situations have actually compelled them to wanting another woman, it's very important. Just like Veronica has been saying, that you should communicate these feelings with your wife and look for how you can all, you know, coexist. You know, there are some women that have open relationships. There are some women that bring other women.
Those ones,
let's not do
they would have planned before they got into
No,
it.
sometimes people don't mind.
Let's have to be perspective. Let's have to be.
Some people actually don't mind to have their husbands, you know, do these things. Some don't mind. However, I must put it out that
Some even go to look for
Some
the
Let her talk now.
we create excuses for our indiscipline. Rather than facing it head on to say, I have this weakness, we now begin to say, it's okay. It is just the way men are wired. It is just the way women are wired
in nature.
And sometimes we may begin to now think about the impact of these things. Now, have you ever thought of STDs?
Yeah.
When, you know, it's just really upsetting. Now, the impact on your children, when they see you doing these things, what mindset do you want them to have? So sometimes you just create an excuse.
I know
and not
someone
think
that
about
said
the
that.
impact.
Some people actually
I know someone.
they try to be upright.
See, let me tell you,
But
But situations just
your situation should not lord it over you. It is you that should
I agree.
take control of any situation.
not allow it.
I know someone who said that because he saw his father cheating, he also began to
That's a
get
license.
side chick.
That's
Now,
a
that's
license.
impact. What are you teaching?
Or when a man
your
even
children?
does it, sometimes they are not scolded. They beg them.
Don't be angry.
You don't respect. See, that is not respecting your wife at all. That is not respecting your husband if it's the woman that is doing the whole movement thing. I think that if we are being sincere with ourselves, because at old age is when you will realize that you need the true companion.
You will not remember any
You will
of
not
those.
remember
Yes.
this side chick that you are raising shoulder and carrying up and down, feeling that you are getting satisfied. She would have moved on with her life if she did not have children for you, or if she did not decide that, okay, she wants to be second wife or third wife. You know that you cannot handle that burden, except you have the war chest to handle the body, and you feel that, okay, you want to marry her and all of that. But if you want peace, and if you want someone who will stand by you at old age, you should sit down and have a conversation. There is nothing conversation cannot do.
Think about your future.
There is nothing conversation cannot do. Because I knew how my parents were before my dad passed. I saw it that at old age, forget your children will leave you. It is two of you.
That will remain.
And if you have a third party,
and God would even help. Yeah, God would even help the man that has health issues and needs his wife. Then you will know. You know that I was wrong. But you know, Veronica, what I have to say now is everything you have just said. Don't doubt it that this men know. Don't assume when people have side chicks it's because they don't know the consequence.
They do.
But there's nothing that hurts me up to seeing women lose it because their husbands have side chicks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want
and
to
some of
hear,
them is because of the sacrifices they have paid. But
irrespective
at
of
the end of the day,
sacrifice.
make your marriage work. We need to end this conversation now. Make your marriage work. Bottom line, have peace. Ensure that you are transferring that value to your children.
Absolutely.
And that is what it is about.
And